Hello Collective, welcome to the channel. It is October 29th, 2025, and I'm back with another break time message. So, there's something about Brazil and something about a surgeon. An elder masculine talking to what sounded like the curator was saying she needs her medicine. They're trying to get this posse of masculines to do a thing. She's an energizer, they say. They're really in need of this energy that this female carries. They are obsessing over her. At 9:54 p.m., October 28th, the curator mentioned something about 14 hours ago, which would have been 7:54 a.m., October 28th. It sounds like they've done a ritual, and apparently there's a feminine who is terrified of what's going to happen to her. One of these other masculines is talking about a bracelet. It sounds like maybe she's been given an ankle bracelet. She might be on house arrest. Take it as it resonates. The curator is talking to another person saying she was innocent. She's an American. And she has been emancipated. She is legally free from his control and the control of his posse. There's something about a massacre. Well, there's been a lot of that going on. And somebody said they're going to announce it. So, somebody said she's a scientist, and the curator confirmed she's a scientist. They want to get hold of this magistrate's energy. They call her a demi-goddess. They want to do science experiments on her. What sounds like the curator is saying as though he was told, a father protects the innocent. And that's not what they've done here. This curator and his posse of bro-hos. It's like they can't continue to be in the flesh suit that represents the father because they did the exact opposite of what the father does. The curator is talking about a feminine having heartburn, and they're talking about heart attacks and stuff. The curator is saying something about it being too early to tell. So they must have done something 14 hours ago, 7:54 a.m. on the 28th of October, and it's too early to tell about something. Take it as it resonates. It might have something to do with that, or it might have something to do with else. One masculine is telling somebody to wait until there is an emergency. Are they planning to do a thing, but waiting until there's some sort of emergency to cloak themselves? They're talking about being satisfied sexually. So these ones have violated somebody's spirit in the flesh or in the dream space. A new voice that sounded different than all of the others said, "From this morning, we've made our plans." They're saying that she has military experience. There's something about the churches. The other day, there was something about the papacy. They're concerned about their stranglehold over the consciousness of humanity. They want them to continue believing they're born sinners because they want to continue transferring their sin onto them. The curator is saying the universe is changing everything. They're still talking about prostituting a new feminine leader who is making changes that they are extremely unhappy with. They're talking about witnesses. There's something about Neanderthal. The curator said yet again that she needs her medicine. He's saying that it's a disqualifier, that she's disqualified because she's using medicine for homeostasis in her temple, her house, her body. This person and his posse of bros intentionally poisoned everybody with the food supply, with the water, with the vapors in the air through cloud seeding. They purposefully toxified the flesh temples of a whole country, perhaps the whole world. And he thinks that because he made everybody sick in one way or another, causing a need for his medicine, that they are all disqualified to move forward, to graduate out of this realm, to be ascended. God does not see it that way. She has the rainbow covenant. She has dominion over that which he is trying to steal. He thinks he still owns the energy belonging to these people, these humans. He's believing that God will reject us or not allow us to advance due to this purposeful toxification and genetic manipulation of the flesh temple housing the spirit-soul complex. He believes that this feed source, this chattel, these humans, must remain under his command, even though he has fallen from grace and he has lost fair and square to a woman. He's been ordered to cease and desist using all medicines as connectors and bridges to people's body, energy, and mind, their timeline, their life. It's forbidden for him to continue attacking this newly appointed dignitary, yet he refuses to quit. He is so upset that she's changing his programs of control. He's furious that she's been released from the requirement to serve him and those who hate her. God said their relationship with batteries is over. That means they cannot trap or keep light-bearing people regardless of their health status. God can claim his family any damn time he wants. Obviously, this curator is in need of one of the Father's lessons. This woman they are targeting has been emancipated. She's no longer under their control. They're desperate to get her back. They gambled with her life and they fumbled her, and now they're insisting that she lacks the ability to heal this planet and the damage that they have caused to it. So he's insisting that she be removed from her position and that he step in with her memories, with her energy, and with her mind. He's saying that he can become exactly like her if he can consume her. This woman has a guaranteed exit out of this realm. They cannot trap her or keep her or feed on her any longer. She passed all the challenges. She has graduated at the top of her class. And she even broke or surpassed 2 of their records. She completed what they thought was an impossible life path. She has raised the bar on qualifiers for this position, and he's so mad. He thinks he should get it by default because he says she's not qualified because of this medicine. They know it will be impossible for them, which is why they must have her disgraced or violated and forcefully taken out of this position. She is a daughter of the Most High God, and they are constantly scheming and plotting on how to trap and violate her. She's here standing for the whole collective regarding this intentional poisoning and intention to trap their energy and soul in a suffering state. These entities are furious that they're losing their energetic supply. They're losing their command over humanity and their gifts, their spiritual inheritance that God has given them. He's stuck in a loop and he needs a sacrifice to swap places with. And she has a really nice life ahead of her. He wants to command her position. He wants to claim the life force of the people. They're talking about this woman's memory. They've asked about her instincts. someone said to the curator that project ended. They're saying the triangles didn't work, that she's the strongest. It's like they tried to do the triangle relationships where if they could trap the feminine in responsibility, impregnate her, and leave her alone with a child to raise, while stripping her of the wealth and the stability of her foundation, that they could just take everything that comes with her, and then these two men could go and attack a man and a woman power couple. And then because they had this woman's energy trapped and they could siphon it and use it however they wanted, they figured that they could overpower the man and the woman because they see a woman as weak. Well, their triangle little scenario failed them. The power of three is still not stronger than the divine union and sacred connection of two. He's saying to this one who told him the project ended, she needs her medicine. And he said, that's because you poisoned everybody. I certainly hope this new magistrate files a lawsuit against him for poisoning the entire human race with intent of trapping them to feed on their energy, to spend the spiritual inheritance that God has allotted for their generational family trees, which they have also done their very best to destroy. All of a sudden, these guys see the benefit of allowing divine feminine to be in her power, to support and benefit from it. They're rethinking their strategy of gaining relationship. They need access to her energy, and her gifts. They thought that they could just force her, stomp on her, grind her into the ground, and just take everything from her like a freaking spider, and then go man to man, beat the hell out of that man and woman, right? God said no more. This is it. Envious, jealous, broho. They gambled with the gift of woman. They have lost the gift of woman. This curator and posse of bros are talking about her ancestors, and the curator is talking about California. Somebody is saying to this curator that she did not give up her soul, no matter how weak she was, no matter how weak they made her. She did not give in or quit to try to make it easier on herself. They're saying that she is divorced. There was never really a marriage anyway. It was all magical, illusionary, manipulated, stolen. They're saying that she's divorced. So there's something about liturgy, which is the structured public worship of a faith community derived from the Greek word for public service or work of the people. It involves a set of rituals, prayers, and readings designed to facilitate communal worship and a shared spiritual experience. A primary purpose is to give glory to God and Goddess, don't forget the mother, which they have, and to provide a structured way for believers to pray. Apparently, this magistrate is changing their papacy. That's the message, and I'll see you on the next one.